sa.com. And from Mass Mutual, offering business owners financial guidance for the long term. Information is at massmutual.com. This is NPR.
When officials investigated the anthrax letter attacks, they made part of their case with science. But a review said the FBI's evidence wasn't definitive.
One of the things that concerns me when science meets law enforcement is that science is sometimes put up on a pedestal that's a bit higher than other pieces of evidence.
I'm Renee Montaigne, Science in the Courtroom, on the next morning edition from NPR News.
Join us tomorrow morning beginning at 5 o'clock right here on KPR. From 5 to 9, it's Morning Edition. Your hosts are Renee Montaigne, Ari Shapiro, and David Darman. Heading into our final half hour of All Things Considered this evening, kick things off with an update of national and international headlines. I have a conversation about the new book, The Information. Robert Siegel talking to author James Blake. Also, a review of a new DVD. Contains the Millennium Trilogy of films that's coming up here on KPR.
Support for KPR comes from the Kansas City Symphony, presenting the acrobatics of Cirque de la Symphony on March 11th at Leewood's Church of the Resurrection. Information at kcsymphony.org.
70% chance of rain and light snow through the evening, another chance of rain and light snow after midnight, but little or no snow accumulation expected outside of Clay and Ottawa counties in the KPR listening area. Low of 32 tonight, high of 44 tomorrow. It is 5:30. This is KPR.
From NPR News in Washington, I'm Ann Taylor. Libyan leader Gaddafi went to a hotel in Tripoli this evening where foreign journalists are staying and did 2 interviews behind closed doors. Reporter David Kirkpatrick of the New York Times says with the lack of concrete information, there has been much speculation.
You know, it's a kind of atmosphere cut loose from reality a little bit, and the rumors have been flying that, you know, that Gaddafi was shot by one of his sons, that there's some sort of palace intrigue, that there are negotiations going on, that the people within his administration are talking about him leaving the country, all kinds of things, none of which are credible. And so I think it was meaningful to him to come and just show his face, look confident, wave to the crowd, and show the world that he's still in charge.
David Kirkpatrick of the New York Times in Tripoli. The AARP is suing the Department of Housing and Urban Development. As NPR's Chris Arnold says, the issue involves allegations of improper foreclosures.
The lawsuit involves reverse mortgages, which can allow elderly people to stay in their homes by tapping the equity that they've built up over the years. The lawsuit alleges that HUD has been improperly allowing lenders to foreclose on homeowners after their spouse passes away.
These people have owned their homes for a long time. They've been homeowners, and you're looking at folks who are dealing with the death of the spouse already, and now they're confronting losing their homes on top of it.
Jean Constantine Davis is an attorney with the AARP Foundation. She says the surviving spouses were not named as co-owners of their homes on their mortgage documents, but she says federal regulations are still supposed to protect them from foreclosure. HUD is not commenting on the litigation. Chris Arnold, NPR News.
Wall Street closed higher today, helped by lower oil prices. Blue chips added 124 points. The NASDAQ was up by 20. This is NPR News. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner is calling on Europe to strike a balance between tough fiscal reforms and aid for troubled member states. This ahead of 2 EU summits on the debt crisis in Europe. The Secretary is on a one-day visit to Germany, announced late last week. Pennsylvania's new governor has proposed close to $1 billion in cuts to public education in his new budget. NPR's Jamie Terabay reports this follows the governor's campaign pledge to reduce the deficit without raising taxes.
For months, Tom Corbett vowed to tackle Pennsylvania's budget problems without raising any taxes. There aren't any new taxes in this budget, but there are kickers everywhere, especially in education. Corbett wants every public school teacher and administrator to take a 1-year salary freeze. He wants to eliminate salary bumps for people earning master's degrees. Around 1,500 public employee jobs will go, most of those from the Department of Public Welfare. The state has a $4 billion deficit. One of the ways legislators hope to bring that down is by privatizing the liquor industry. That's expected to bring in around $2 billion. In his budget address, Governor Corbett said government should no more run liquor stores than gas stations or pharmacies. Jamie Tarabay, NPR News.
In Holland, Michigan, hundreds of people attended funeral services for a 16-year-old basketball player. Wes Leonard collapsed and died last week after scoring a winning basket for his high school team. Doctors say he died of an enlarged heart. He was also the quarterback on the high school football team. I'm Ann Taylor, NPR News, Washington.
Support for NPR comes from MetLife Foundation, committed to promoting healthy families and good nutrition. On the web at metlife.org.
From the University of Kansas, this is your place to find NPR News, Kansas Public Radio.
Support for KPR comes from Rutschman Disability Services. Over 25 years experience helping people obtain Social Security disability benefits. Professional and personalized representation in Kansas and the Midwest. Information at disabilitypuzzle.com.
A winter weather advisory until midnight for Clay and Ottawa counties. For the rest of the KPR listening area, cloudy skies, 70% chance of rain and light snow through the evening hours. Chance of rain and light snow after midnight. Little or no snow accumulation expected in the Lawrence and Topeka areas, low of 32. For tomorrow, mostly cloudy with a high of 44.
Support for KPR comes from Core First Bank and Trust. Founded 50 years ago and committed to innovations in banking. Core First now offers 24-hour access with mobile and internet banking. More information online at corefirstbank.com.
It's 5:35. This is Kansas Public Radio.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Robert Siegel.
And I'm Melissa Block. In Tallahassee, hundreds of protesters gathered today representing labor unions, environmental groups, and the Tea Party. They turned out for the opening of the state legislative session. Over the next 60 days, Florida's House and Senate have to close a multi-billion-dollar budget shortfall. NPR's Greg Allen reports that the money is expected to come out of funding for education, Medicaid, and the pensions of public employees.
The opening of Florida's legislative season always brings lots of visitors to town. Usually they're lobbyists for business groups and other special interests. Today, their numbers included dozens of members of the Tea Party, roaming the Capitol building looking to buttonhole legislators. Pace Allen from uptown Tallahassee's Tea Party paid his second visit of the day to the office of Representative Rich Workman.
But here's a copy of what I promised to bring back for Representative Workman. Has he gone to a meeting?
He's in his committee meeting.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the agenda for the Tea Party group that's here today.
Allen said many of the legislators he met seemed genuinely happy to see him. That's one more reason why he is high.
Say team up.